Hello, Smoking Brothers family. Appreciate you guys putting everything to a vote this week. We put some good stuff up there and you guys came back with some winners that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be walking through the recipes for your Mother's Day cook. We're going to start off with some appetizers, which you guys chose, the jalapeno boats. We're going to do some vegetables with the green beans, mushrooms, onions, little red peppers. We're going to come in with some stuffed chicken thighs as well, and then finish it all up with a homemade pecan pie. So we're going to get started so we can start cooking so you guys can get this ready for your Mother's Day feast. Alright guys, we're going to start with the jalapenos, the appetizer. I'm going to go ahead and put the bacon on first, and I'll put the bacon on at 225. The main reason whenever I'm wrapping food with bacon, I always like to have the bacon starting to cook just a little bit. That'll help crisp it up and get a nice bite through type piece of bacon when it's done. So when you're putting the bacon on the grill, you just lay it straight down on the grates. Don't worry about putting it on a pan or anything. These grills are awesome for cooking bacon, even just for breakfast. So if you think about you want to make some breakfast for mom, go ahead and fire up the grill early, throw some bacon on out there for her. So now we're going to go in, we're going to talk about the jalapenos. We're going to start off with our jalapenos. I tell you, get 5 medium jalapenos. You're going to wash them off, and then you're going to take them and you're going to cut them. You're going to in half down the curve. The main reason why you do that is because then they lay flat. If you cut them in half with it curving up, one of your boats is not going to sit flat. So you always want to try to get it to where the jalapeno lays naturally flat. Then cut along that half of the jalapeno. Once you do that, you take a spoon and you decore the jalapenos. Now on the core and the seeds of the jalapenos, you can put them into your cheese mixture if you want a little bit more heat with your stuffing. That helps. That core of that jalapeno's got some heat to it. So you can put it in, chop it up, dice it up, and throw it into your cheese mixture. We're not going to do that this time because my mom doesn't like things hot. So she probably won't even eat this appetizer because she doesn't like jalapenos, but I love them. So hey, we're doing a little something for us as well. So you take the cheese mixture, you put your cream cheese in, let it sit out, get soft a little bit. Start throwing in your cheese, your breadcrumbs, put in the seasoning, mix that all together. And you want to get it nice and good mixed up together, almost like a cheese ball consistency. Mix it all really well. And then you're going to take your jalapenos that you've cut in half, and you're going to go ahead and spoon some in, and then you're going to heap it over a little bit. And it can go over top and just keep on going. Now if you end up with some extra cheese mixture, you can put some more back on top of the jalapenos if you want. Or you can get out some mushrooms that we're using for the vegetables and core them out and take the stems out and slap them on top of there, and you have some stuffed mushrooms as well to go with this. Just sprinkle a little cheddar cheese on top of them while they're on the grill. So now we're going to go grab the bacon, bring the bacon back in, and we're going to take the bacon. We're going to start, and I'm going to put the piece of bacon at the top of the jalapeno, put my thumb on it, wrap the bacon around the jalapeno, ending with one piece stuck up here and one piece down here. Lay that down. Do the other one same way. Your first couple times you may not have as good as looking bacon wrapping, but by the end one you're going to have it perfect. Now if you're still running into some trouble, you can take some toothpicks to it if you like, but you don't have to. Another point that I point out is I leave the stem on the jalapenos. What this does, it acts like a dam. That dam will help hold the cheese mixture in while it's cooking so it won't bake all out of your jalapeno boat. Alright, we're going to go set these on the grill. We're going to have the grill at 225. They're going to go for about 35 minutes. 35 to 40 minutes at 225. And then we're going to come back and we're going to start on the vegetables and the chicken and get that ready. Alright, we got the jalapenos on going. So now we're going to go ahead and get the vegetable pouch made up. We've already done some prep on the green peppers, on the red peppers and green beans. Always lay the green beans down as my base. There's some onions that are mixed in there from us doing the prep, that's fine. Then I come back with the onions right on top, break them out of the rings. Then I lay the red peppers right on top with that. Then I come in with a little sprinkle of the Italian seasoning. A little sea salt. Some black pepper. Then now I come back in with the mushrooms. I try to keep it as lengthways as much as I can. You don't want to get too wide because we're going to pull these pieces in. Now, if you have a problem and you get it too big, you can always lay another piece of foil over top and then roll it together, which looks like I'm feeding a lot of moms today, so we may end up doing that. Lay those mushrooms out. I'm going to come back with a little bit more salt on top. You don't have to. I just like the little things a little saltier, and I come back with a little bit more black pepper just to put on top of those mushrooms, give them a little flavor as well. We're going to take about a half a stick of butter, cut it up into pads, and you lay it out right on top of the vegetables, just like that. Once you do that, come back and finish off just a little tad more of the Italian seasoning. So what we're going to do, like I said, you can, if you've got it too wide, you can bring it in, pull up the sides like that if you wanted to. But what we're going to do, I'm going to show you what happens whenever you make it too big. You're going to go ahead and tear off another piece of foil about the same length. Lay it right over top of it, just like that. All right. You're going to take the corners, fold it up. You want to make sure it's got a good seal in there for that pouch. All right. This actually gives you a little bit more stability as well for your foil pouch. So take that up, roll it in tight. That helps get a good seal there on those vegetables. And bring it up tight. Remember back in your grade school days when you made paper airplanes? Go ahead and just roll it up, just like that. And you want to try to keep it about the length or the depth of the grill. So there's your foil package, what you're going to be doing. And so what we're going to do next, now that we've got the foil done for the vegetables, we're going to go ahead and start talking about the chicken thighs now and the stuffed chicken thighs. Because then we'll put this on at the same time that we put the chicken thighs. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get into the chicken thighs. We're going to start off with some raw chicken first. I always use the skinless, boneless chicken because it's already, all the work's already done for you. Now you're going to have to prep them a little bit. You're going to trim off some of the fat. You're also going to rinse them underneath water. Then I set them on some paper towels to let them dry. Now we're going to get into start making the mixture. So for the mixture, you're going to let your cream cheese sit out for about 30 minutes before you put it into the pan to start mixing it up. You want a nice soft cream cheese for that. So then you're going to go ahead and put in the seasonings with the smoked paprika, the ground mustard, the Italian, the garlic, and then also with your 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese, finely shredded, because you want that nice smooth consistency from your stuffing. Mix all that together with a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. Now the reason why I put breadcrumbs in the mixture is to help give it some body and help hold some of those juices from the cheese melting away to where it stays together. So once you got that all mixed up, mix it up real nice, you're going to take them, you're going to roll them into balls. And I usually try to roll them out. I'll count the amount of chicken thighs that I have, and that's how many balls I'll try to make of the cheese mixture. And so then once you do that, you set them out. You're going to go ahead and make your Parmesan and Panko's coating, which is for the coating on the outside of the chicken thighs. And so that is 1 cup Parmesan and 2 cups Panko breadcrumbs. Mix all that together really good, and it's a dry mixture. Set that aside, and then you're going to go ahead and take 2 eggs, and you're going to mix them up and get them nice and almost like you're getting ready to make a scrambled egg. That's going to be the coating to help the Panko breadcrumbs and the Parmesan stick to it. So I've already got the chicken washed and set. I've got it prepped right here on the paper towel drying off. I'm going to take the balls that I have set out and I'm going to push them on each one. And then once I get them on top of there, I flatten them down. Once I flatten them down, I take it, roll it into the side and try to get it to where it's a complete tight roll. Then I'll dip that into the egg wash, rinse it all the way around, make sure it's good and coated, then drop it into my Parmesan mixture and the Parmesan Panko's bread mixture, mix that all together, make sure, go ahead and put some of that on top of it, mix it around real good, and then set it in your pan. Now the pan I use is an aluminum pan. You can go ahead and use a glass dish if you want, but just realize this is for Mother's Day, so if she has to clean and scrub that dish after you put it on the grill, she's probably not gonna be too happy with you. So I would suggest using a foil pan, that way there's not any extra dishes and Mom isn't mad at you. So go ahead and we start doing it again with the next one. We go this, and this is the process you continue till you're done with all your chicken, and once you got them all in the pan. All right, so we have our chicken thighs stuffed and in the pan we're gonna use. I'm gonna take the extra Pankos and Parmesan and just sprinkle over top. And it doesn't matter if you get too thick of a layer, it's all right. You're gonna make a mess, again, Mother's Day, so clean up your mess so she's not mad at you. All right, now that we've got all that done, we're gonna take our vegetables and our chicken thighs out there. We're gonna go ahead and turn the grill up to 325. We're gonna sauce the jalapeno boats that have been on there right now. And then after that, in 15 minutes, we'll pull the jalapenos back off for a good appetizer. All right, we're gonna go ahead and slide these in the center. We're gonna put the vegetables down here on the end. You want to make sure to stay inside the drip pan with your vegetables, okay? And do not puncture a hole in your vegetables. And you're going to shut that. Now we're going to come back in about 15 minutes and grab the jalapenos off. They're ready to be eaten after 15 minutes. You want to caramelize that sauce onto the jalapenos. All right, guys, we have everything on the grill now as far as the main meal and the appetizers. In that 15-minute window that we're going to have for the jalapenos to get caramelized with that sauce, we're going to come back and we're going to make our pecan pie. Now, set a timer for 15 minutes because some people may not be able to mix up a pecan pie that quick, but this way you'll have a reminder to go check out your jalapenos and make sure they're nice and caramelized with that Ryan's Ragin' barbecue sauce on it. All right, we've got everything pre-measured. We've got a 3/4 cup of dark corn syrup in it. I like using dark corn syrup because for me, it just has a better flavor than the light corn syrup. We're gonna go ahead and put 1 cup of brown sugar. Now we softened the butter. I actually just put it by the grill and let it soften out there for a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and put that in. You always wanna use softened butter, not butter right from the refrigerator. We have our 3 eggs with our vanilla in it as well. We're gonna mix that together. Now I don't put the pecans in right away. I wanna get this good mixed up first, and I'll use a whisk to do that. Some pecan pies ask for white sugar. I personally like the dark sugar with it. I like dark brown sugar to go with it, not even light brown sugar. You mix it up really good, get all those lumps out there, get that butter mixed in there with everything. Now remember, I told you we're gonna go ahead and try to make it easy on Mom and dishes, so we're gonna be using aluminum pans. I went ahead and have 2 pie crusts going on. The main reason is because I'm not positive, because normally this goes into a nice glass dish. It's my mom's recipe, so she always makes an awesome pecan pie. But just in case, I went ahead and got 2 pie crusts ready. And another thing that my grandma would be upset about is the fact that we're using store-bought pie crust. It's not something that she would recommend, nor would she recommend the job that I did on the pie crust itself, making it look pretty. But you know what? Us guys are cooking it. We're gonna make it look like we did it. All right, I got that good and mixed up now. I'm gonna go ahead and add in 2 cups of pecans. I like using pecan pieces. Now, if you want that whole look of a pecan pie with the whole halves, you can go ahead and buy some pecan halves, and then after you pour the mixture in, set them on top, and they'll be right there. We're gonna go ahead and pour that in real good. Mix that all together. All right, we'll take our first pie crust. Again, aluminum pan. Go ahead and pour it in. And it looks like we're going to be okay. This will work out just perfect. We don't need to use that second pie crust. But if you wanted to, you could take some butter, some melted butter, and put on that pie crust and put a little white sugar on top of it, a little bit of cinnamon as well. And then you can have some nice little pie crust for your for another dessert to go along. Kids like that a lot, or grown men too. All right, so now we got to wait for the 15 minutes for our 15 minutes to be up. Once that bell rings, we'll pull the jalapenos off, and then we're going to go ahead and slide the pecan pie on. Now, the pecan pie, look at your recipe. It tells you how long it takes. I like to actually watch the pecan pie to make sure it's going. It starts bubbling and it starts looking like it's caramelized before I pull it. So sometimes you may need to go a little bit longer than what the directions say. All right, we got the appetizers off. They look amazing. Can't wait to get this pecan pie on and go try them out. So I've slid some stuff over to give us some more room for this pecan pie. You may have to do it a little bit more. Everything's coming along just nicely. You hear that roar of that fire? Slide that right in there, and you're good to go. We're gonna close this lid. We've got about 30 more minutes on the main course. All right, Smokin' Brothers fans, we've got everything done now. We've had our appetizers, ate some of those. Now we got the chicken pulled off, which I pull off at 175 because it's dark meat. Now the trick is you got to be careful on where you probe that chicken at, because sometimes you can hit the side of the stuffing and it may either spike or be lowered depending on where it's at. So just make sure. But in general, on the boneless, skinless thighs at 325, you're looking somewhere around the 45 to 55 minute mark, depending on how big they are. But we're going to go ahead and open up the vegetables, and I'm going to tell you what we could also do to add a little extra flavor to these if you want. I'll go ahead and peel that end up like that. Now be careful, there's going to be steam coming out and it'll be very hot. Grab the sides, put it in your bowl, and just dump it all right out into the mixture. All right, we have our main entree done. All we got to do is eat that, and then by the time we're done eating, the pecan pie should be done. From our family to your family, happy Mother's Day, and thanks for paying attention to our family recipes.